what's up? It's me, Trinity. So if you're new here, nice to meet ya. I hope you guys stick around. Today's video is going to be on this makeup look. So this is completely drugstore. All my brushes and all my tools are drugstore, as well as all the products that I used, which is hard for me. If you know my eyeshadows and my eyeshadow brushes, I'm very picky. So, but I pulled this look out of it and I love it a lot. I paired it with a glossy lip and I think it looks super cute for fall. It gave you a natural eye, some pinks and browns in there, and a nice mauve type of gloss on top. So if you would like to see how I got this video, then please keep watching. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Neutrogena Oil-Free Acne Moisturizer. I talked about this in my try-on video. And I do still love it. I use it every day. As you can see, it's like almost out. There we go. Okay, so just gonna moisturize this into my skin. Okay, so next I'm gonna go in and do my eyebrows. So I'm gonna take my Maybelline Brow Definer, or Brow Precise, and I'm just going to fill these in. I just made a updated natural eyebrow routine, so go watch that. Okay, and now I'm just going to set them with my E.L.F. eyebrow gel. So I love this drugstore gel. It's probably one of my favorites, up there next to the Brow Archery. Okay, so now my brows are set. So the next thing that I'm going to do is prime my face. So I'm going to use my L'Oreal Magique primer. I absolutely love this primer. It's definitely top 3 from the drugstore for me. Super glowy. It almost comes on like a liquid highlight on your face. Like, look at that. But once you smooth it in, it's so natural, and it really makes your makeup stick to your face. I've used this for years and I absolutely love it. It is on the pricier side of the drugstore. I think about $13, which you could get the Pore Fresh or the Baby Skin Maybelline, the pore one, you know what I'm talking about, Baby Skin or something like that, for like $5. So I'm going to do my eyes. So today I'm going for a fall look, and whenever I do eyes, I love to prime. Even if this wasn't a exclusive drugstore makeup look, I would still probably use this primer because it's the best one that I have found that works for my eyes. This is the Maybelline Master Prime in the smoothening version. So I just applied this to both eyes and then patted this in. So the first thing that I'm going to be using, is my E.L.F. Mad for Matte palette. I'm sorry, I forgot the name. I love this palette. You hear it raved all over YouTube. It's like $10. It has all these matte shades. They're very pigmented. They work well. And I'm also using this little Wet n Wild trio, and this is called Walking on Eggshells. Absolutely gorgeous colors in here. Pigmentation is great. They last all day. And then I'm also going to be using a lot of, or exclusively, drugstore brushes, which is very hard for me, okay, because I love my Morphe. I love my Morphe. But I'm going to start off with this EcoTools brush. I'm going to use this flat-sided. They don't have names. Actually, they may. This is the shade side. So the shade and define brush, I'm going to be using this side. And I'm going to go in with this natural nude color over here, just to place down my make sure that my primer is set. Go all the way up to the brow bone with this. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with my first transition shade, and I'm going to be using this Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. I'm going to start off and I'm going to take this color right here. And I'm going to take this one and then I'm going to go in with this one. So I'm kind of mixing them. But these two colors with this trio is like perfect. So I'm just going to do windshield wiper motions and then circle out towards the top. So now that I have a transition set down, as you can see, very natural, not going for anything big, I'm going to take this Real Techniques brush, and this is the base shadow brush. However, I don't use this for like patting down shadow because I find that it's very fluffy at the tip, if you can see that. So I'm going to actually do this, and I'm going to just take that brown color exclusively. I'm saying that a lot. What am I say that way too much. But I'm going to take this brown color only, and I'm just going to apply this straight into the crease to just add a little bit more definition. Because this is a darker shade. So I'm taking it from the outside V into the crease and then back outside. I'm only keeping it right in the crease. I'm going to use my E.L.F. I want to say this is like precision blending brush. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure, but the name either rubbed off or it never had it on there. I don't know. So to deepen that my shadow a little bit more, I'm actually going to go in with this palette. So this little trio has 3 shades, and the first one says brow bone, crease, and then lid. However, you know, you can create a whole look out of that. But I'm just going to use this crease color on this little brush. I'm going to pack that on the outer V and bring that in just a little bit onto the eye. This shade is so gorgeous though. I wear this if I want like a deeper eye. I'll wear this solely just on the lid, and it's so pretty. So just doing the outer corner, adding some light definition, and bringing that into the crease. Just taking my big blending brush from Real Techniques, the Deluxe blending brush. I'm going out and I'm just blending all these shadows together once again. This is why it's so important to set your eyeshadow base, because then you can do this at the end and it won't just start picking up all your eyeshadows and moving them around. It's just going to blend them out. So now I'm going to take this eyelid shade and I'm going to put it on my eyelids. So I'm going to go back in with this EcoTools brush that I set my primer down with, and I'm going to go in with this champagne-y pink type of shade. I'm just going to press this on my lid from inner corner all the way out. It's done. I'm just going to, where's my little brush? Here it is. I'm just going to take this little EcoTools brush. This does not have a name or rubbed off. Just a small little pointer brush. And I'm going to take this brow bone shade and I'm going to highlight the brow bone. I actually reach for this little trio quite often for this brow bone highlight because I don't like a blinding brow bone highlight. I'm also going to take this in my inner corners. I'm going to go in and start my face now, but first I want to moisturize my lips. They're bothering me. Vaseline Lip Therapy in Rosy Lips. Give me some color so I don't look weird on camera. Alright, going in with a new foundation that I haven't used much, but it is pretty old. This is the Covergirl Clean Creamy Natural Foundation. So I decided to try this because I love the clean matte powders. However, I have never tried a Covergirl foundation, and from what I remember, I didn't like it that much. It kind of smells weird, I'm not gonna lie. It smells really fragrancy. And I got creamy natural because I feel like that's what matches me more than Classic Ivory and the Covergirl shades. I think this is like one from Classic Ivory, so it's not a dramatic difference. But I'm just going to do my little dot method on my face. Taking my Real Techniques sponge. I know you can get these from some drugstores now. My Walgreens does sell them, but Ulta always has them, and I believe Target does too. So these are drugstore. I know like a couple months ago they weren't. They were like only at Ulta, or that's where I could find them at least. But I absolutely love this sponge. There are some drugstore ones that are like horrible, but I don't have them because I gave them away because they were bad. But if you're gonna go for like a drugstore sponge, I would definitely either tell you to go Real Techniques or EcoTools. Those are the best ones in my opinion. Now I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline concealer. You guys know I love this. I'm really happy that I don't have any major acne spots today because I can't use my NARS. So that would really suck for me. But I'm just going to highlight while also concealing. So just placing this in my highlight areas. I bring this out farther so I can conceal some of my acne as well. But there we go. Now I'm going to blend this out. I'm going to go in with my Airspun Loose Translucent Face Powder. Love this stuff. You know, I only have 2 face powders and this is one of them. Drugstore, really, really, really cheap. Gonna bake, so I'm gonna bring that all the way back. You know, I always bake, even if I have 5 minutes. If you can also see my 10-minute makeup tutorial. I do bake, even though I had 10 minutes to do my entire face, but I did it. I did it because I'm obsessive like that. So I am gonna go ahead and set my face with the L'Oreal Clean Matte Powder because I want to see how these 2 products really do work together since they're from the same clean line. So I'm just gonna take my Real Techniques powder brush. This video is already 19 minutes. I don't know how I do this. I'm just gonna set my entire face and down my neck with this, just a super light set. Use my E.L.F. Beautifully Bare brush. I don't really remember the name. I know it's like Beautifully Bare something, but it's just this contour brush that I talked about in my September favorites. So make sure you check that video out if you're wondering why I like this brush so much. I'm gonna use my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. It smells like a tropical vacation. And I'm just going to blend this right into the hairline. Now I'm going to add some blush. So I'm going to use my Real Techniques blush brush. I can't use my Glam Dolls because I'm not sure if that's drugstore or not. But, oh well. So I'm going to use this Essence Silky Touch Blush. Essence is a super cheap brand from Ulta. Definitely drugstore. I think this blush was like $2. And this is in the shade Adorable. And it's so pigmented, like I have to be super careful with how much I pick up with this because you can easily apply way too much. It's such a natural flush of color to your cheeks. I love it. Cheeks, I'm going to wipe away my bake with my Real Techniques brush because I'm not sure if Luxie is drugstore or not. I'm pretty sure it's considered like Morphe, like cheap, but you can't buy it at stores. So this works too. Now I'm going to finish up my lower lash line. So for this, I'm going to go in with this shader brush. And I'm going to use this brush because if you turn it sideways, it's very dense and small here. So I'm going to use this brush along with this brush right here. And this is the Smudge and Blend brush. And I'm going to use this smudge side. So the smudge and the flat shader. So I'm going to go in with my E.L.F. palette. And I'm going to take these 2 shades again and I'm going to mix them. So I'm going to first start with the smudge brush and see how I like that. It's super dense, so I think I'm going to like this one more, but we'll see. I don't like to blow out my bottom lash line a lot. Now I'm going to highlight with my Real Techniques setting brush. So super awesome highlighting brush from the drugstore that's not meant for highlighting. So I'm going to take 2 highlighters. This is the Wet n Wild highlighter in... what is this in? I'll have a Cosmo. So I love this little pattern they have going on here. Super cute highlight. And then I'm also gonna do Blossom Glow by Wet n Wild. You saw me talk about these in my try on video as well. So I'm gonna take these 2 highlights and mix them and then apply them to my cheek. And hopefully this will get me a very pearlized type of pinky look. It is coming off pretty well. Alright, so last but not least, I'm going to curl my eyelashes with my dollar store, drugstore. You know, go to any dollar store and get this. I'm pretty sure they have them, at least in Florida, or Dollar Tree. One of my favorites, the Maybelline Lash Sensational. Oh, this one. No, I don't want that one. Do I? Yeah, I think I do. This is the Full Fan Effect. They have 3 ones. They have 3 of them, like 3 in their line. So this one's my favorite. In my try on video, I used this one, which you could see my reaction to that stupid mascara. Don't understand why they did that, but whatever. Last step, I'm gonna add a gloss to my lips, so just wiping this off so it's not gunky. Okay, so I'm gonna add my favorite drugstore lip gloss. I don't know why I love this so much, but this is the E.L.F. Minty lip gloss. I mean, it is minty, but I love the shade of it too. It's in the shade Miami. So I'm just gonna apply this to my lips to add some sheen. Alright guys, so that completes this makeup look. I hope you really like it. Super natural. I did a nice little fall eyeshadow on the lids, added some pinks and browns in there. So I really hope you enjoyed this fall inspired drugstore makeup tutorial. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. It'd make me very, very happy. And comment any other videos you would like to see. Thanks guys.
Yeah. Back again with the